Hi, first graders. Yesterday, we talked about how the words and pictures in a book show what a character looks like on the outside. And today, we're going to talk about how the words and pictures show what a character is like on the inside. So, when we talk about the outside, we talk about the things that we can actually see, like hair color and skin color and eye color and how tall someone is or how short someone is. We talk about what a character is like on the inside. It's stuff that we can't see, but that we know about them as a person. So let's start with the book Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. We talked about that book yesterday about what Molly Lou looks like on the outside. Today we're going to talk about how the author and illustrator show us what she's like on the inside. And Patty Lovell does a great job of telling us about Molly Lou. So there's my Molly Lou picture again. And so let's go through the book and talk about what she's like on the inside. So here it talks about how Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth. But then the author says she didn't mind. Her grandma told her, smile big and the world will smile right alongside you. So she did, and there's my favorite picture in the whole book. So she did. So that tells us something about the kind of person that Molly Lou Mellon is, that she doesn't think about what other people think of her. She just thinks about how she thinks of herself. It says here, Molly Lou Mellon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma told her, sing out clear and strong and the world will cry tears of joy. So she did. And this illustration is great. It's showing how the world is just watching her sing out strong. And I think what this says about Molly Lou is that the author tells us that she doesn't mind being different. Let's find other places in the text where the author tells us about Molly Lou on the inside. So it says here, on the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. And the author tells us Molly Lou Mellon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, you sound like a sick dog. Honk, honk. Molly Lou Mellon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backward, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. So the author is telling us that, again, she doesn't mind being different, but also the author is telling us that she knows how to stand up for herself. She just doesn't sit back and let Ronald Durkin say mean things about her. She stands up for herself. She knows how to stand up for herself. And then, in a lot of ways, the illustrator shows us what she's like on the inside. Here we have Molly, even though she's the smallest in the class, running with the ball. Even though someone's making fun of her, she smiles big and keeps doing what she loves to do. Even though someone tells her she's doing something all wrong, she ends up doing exactly what she wants to do. And then here she is with Ronald Durkin, who brought her a stacking penny and smiled at her. And in the end, there she is with, oh, no, there her grandma is. And she wrote a letter to her grandma and said, "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Mellon." So I think the illustrator shows us that Molly Lou Mellon is confident, and with all those smiles, that she's a happy person. So the second book that we're going to look at to talk about how words and pictures show what a character is like on the inside is the book How to Heal a Broken Wing by Bob Graham. And if you remember this story, it's about a boy and a bird. And the bird flies into a glass window high above the city and falls down to the city street and is laying in the city street. And it says, "No one looked down except Will." And there's Will. Will saw a bird with a broken wing. And there he is. And I'm looking at this picture of him picking up the bird with the broken wing. And everybody around him not paying any attention. But there he is with the bird. And he took it home. So there's not a lot of places where Bob Graham tells us what Will is like on the outside, but there's tons of places where he shows us. He shows us Will being the only person to stop and check on the bird, the only person who wants to pick up the bird and bring it home. And here's Will talking to his parents about taking care of the bird. And it shows how they wrap the bird up and give it water and give it a place to rest. And they keep watch over it. And it says, "With rest and time." And again, they're taking such good care of the bird. "And a little hope, a bird may fly again." So I think that the author, Bob Graham, told us that Will was a hopeful person, right? They said, "and a little hope." So the words tell us that he's hopeful, but the pictures show how incredibly caring he is. All those pictures of him being the only one to notice that bird and taking such good care of it and watching over it shows that he's really caring. So today, when you read on your own or with somebody in your family, I want you to be thinking about how the words and pictures of a book show what a character is like on the inside, and talk to somebody about how the authors tell what they're like with words and how the illustrators show what they're like with pictures. Happy reading, everyone.